Hi, I'm Kath, the Corner Sewing Girl. Welcome back. Today I want to just show you a little bit about my machine. I've got my dress all practically finished behind me here on my tailor's dummy, so I'll show you that. That's with the Pebble Dew fabric that you all liked. But with my sewing machine, I've had a lot of comments on people saying, oh, you know, what is your sewing machine and what can it do and everything. I've even been asked, well, could you show us how to thread it and everything. Now, I do adore this one. It's got some adorable fancy stitches, but most machines out there do either a 7mm decorative stitch or a 9. But this one does a 7mm decorative stitch, but it also has got the sideways motion, and it's got, you know, a lot more scope with that, with the width, and it's even bigger than a 9, although a 9 would have been quite nice to have had. But yeah, I'm going to play around with that. But before I start, I did want to show you something, because I used to have a Janome, the Memory Craft 770. Oh, I adored that machine because the stitch quality on it was absolutely beautiful. She's quite nice on this one as well. I'm not disappointed on this one. Sometimes I think, wow, on this one as well. But that Janome, oh, I used to think how beautiful it was, and I'd done a few decorative stitches on that, and I kept little pieces of it, although that machine is long gone. Actually, I'm in the dark here, aren't I? Am I a bit brighter if I come over here? And I'd done some decorative stitches on that Janome Memory Craft 770, and look, that's only a 7mm wide one, because obviously you're stitching down like that on it. You can use it any way. But look at that. If I hold that still, that was the day I had that sewing machine. I remember stitching that out and being so happy. And then I put this little bit of piping on the top just for a little practice. And everything just, and a nice little top stitch there I done. And that was the Janome Memory Craft 770. Now that, oh, I'm knocking something here. Now, they got that machine still out now with the same stuff in it. It's just called something different, isn't it? Because they are always bringing different stuff out. But Janomes are absolutely amazing. Sadly, I haven't yet sewn on a Bernina. I really would love to. I hope I'm not dark. It seemed to be a bit dark here. Oh, well, I've done too many reruns to start all over. Hang on, let's just bring this little lamp over here, and I might be able to get something sorted. There, that'll have to do for a minute. So, I love going in quilting shops and any sewing shop. You know, True Fabrics do a lot of lovely fabric. So I've got some more lovely piece of linen I've bought. I'm going to show you that in a minute. But I went in a quilting shop, the one I done a video on back in the year at some stage. I remember doing a video on it. And it's like a little boutique quilting shop, and it does all the tilde and all the pretty things in there. I still look dark, don't I? Right, that might be a bit better. So, yeah, got me light on, because I have to pull my blind, because if the sun shines in, I look like a ghost sat here, and I look like I'm dying. I look that pale. So I'm trying to look at my best, although that's a bit hard to achieve. Anyway, I went into this quilting shop called Coast and Country, and it's between Truro City and Falmouth, in between those two towns. So if you ever Google it, it's called Coast and Country, because my doctor's surgery has got a similar name. I better not send you down there. Anyway, I'll show you what I bought. This, I love having little treats when I go in these sewing shops. I love it. This here is a bit of bias binding, but look how much I got, and it was only £3. It was put on their little sales table, and I thought, oh, I wonder how much that is, because it didn't have a price on it. And the lady came out and said, oh, you can have it for £3. So I was delighted. It is bias binding because you can see the little turning things up the other side, you know. Now, you know, I like all my cushions with all my linen and everything. I love doing my embroidery. I must get into that again, and because I've downloaded some more embroidery designs off Etsy, because they're quite reasonable on Etsy, you know, under £5. I mean, if you were to pay £4 for an embroidery design on Etsy, that would be quite a big one, quite a nice one, you know, and you can get them for a couple of pounds, these embroidery designs. So anyway, I love that. So that I bought to go in my stash. It'll probably be, but, and having said this, when I done that dress there, I wished I put bias binding inside and cover up the overlocker. So anything like this, which is soft and not too bulky, would do the job. Now, these are the Tilda ones I bought. I bought this one. And it's just like a fat quarter. But they had them on offer, actually. This fat quarter here was only £3. So I was happy with that. I presume the offer was on. Hope she got that right. But yeah, in Coast and Country. And then I bought this one. It is similar, but the colours somehow blend. I don't know why they do it. The colours just blend so well with one another, you know. Oh, and I love red and pink. And there was a lovely, because Cape Fusset do a lot of pink and red, but there was one in Tilda as well, and I love this. It's just almost like little dolly mixtures. And I'll show you what I did do. I wish I could show you a star, but they're way up on me design wall I got there. But this is one of the stars, one of the ones. This forms the pattern. This was just a block you done that formed the pattern, like a little chain going along. But these are all Tilda, all these little ones, and I got loads of this Tilda left. I absolutely love buying it. But you can blend different ones with Tilda. I mean, like this isn't a Tilda. I'm not sure what that is now, but I just thought it looked just nice. So I thought, wow, that's going in as well. And that one's pretty, isn't it? I do love me plummy pinks. So that's the star, but I done that one in the little fairy again. Because if I done this for my granddaughter, she would have liked that. But she loves Tilda. Anyway, these are all me lovely Tilda. So I like collecting them. So I'll be back doing a bit of quilting again. In fact, when I do a dress, I generally like to have a quilt on the go. I haven't had one on the go for a while. I've stopped my Tilda quilt for some reason. Must get back to it. Now, I'm just going to show you all the rest of the bits and bobs, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, found the pattern. This is the pattern, and it is the V1952. And this was the pebbledy blue and white fabric that you all said when I bought a different one, you all said you like this one. Now, I remodified it different than what the pattern said, purely because when I tried the top bodice part on, it sort of pinged up all under my bra, and the material was viscose jersey, isn't it? And that is so thin and not a lot of body to it. It's lovely and drapey and lovely and cool for the summer, but it isn't you can't sort of mold it in any way. It can be quite limp, you know. So I thought, right, I know what to do. Seen it pinged up under my boobs. I thought, I'll put a nice wedge in there. I'll get a nice band, you know, a good thick band, and I'll put there, and that'll be more like an empire waist, and then the dress will, you know, be the wrap over bit falling down below, which is this part, you know, here. And this is the band I've done here. Now, it's elastic, this bit here. It's a big wedge of elastic. At first, when I when I put it on this tailor's dummy, it didn't quite look right. But when I actually tried it on and I pulled it down just on my hips a bit and pulled it down so it was the lower part slightly on my hips, it sort of felt quite snug and quite nice without it being tight, and I loved it. I was thinking, actually, this isn't too bad. I quite like it. And then I had the belt going around. I wish I'd seen the wedge was thicker. I think this part here might have been better thicker. I can always change that. I've got a little bit of fabric left over, and this is where it pops out a little bit here because this is where the pleats were too, here, and all overlocked underneath. But when I overlock that, I'm not a lover of seeing that, and sometimes I will put a bit of bias binding in there, take my time, and then I absolutely love the garment when it's finished if I do all that. But there you go. That's what that's like at the moment. I'll just pop that tailor's dummy back a minute. Hi, I've bought some more fabric in Truro Fabrics, but just before I tell you that, I just did want to explain something on here. I did start saying I wanted this was going to be an empire waist, but it did pull it down once I put that piece of a big wedge in there and a big piece of elastic. It did pull it down, so it ended up going on the, on the waist rather than empire waist. But this is another piece of fabric that I bought in Truro Fabrics because I love my linen. And this has got a blend of something with it, probably viscose, I'm not sure. But I know it's not 100% linen. But although it was expensive, it was £20 a yard, and I bought 2 meters. It might well need lining as well. I think it might need a bit of lining, but let me hold it back because these are my favorite colors. These here with the oranges and the creams. This is the one I've shown you before, just to let you know it is different. This one I bought was a tinsel. This one, I'm sure it said tinsel, but it was linen and tinsel. Don't ask me what tinsel is because I don't know. Shall I have to look that up? But this one was probably a viscose. It feels absolutely lovely. It is drapey, but it is linen. So it's a viscose with some linen in. But linen, once I'm going to spray starch it. I'm going to give it a good old ironing so that it should stitch up lovely. And I've just got a pattern of one I seen in the white stuff in town. That's one of my favourite shops. I seen a dress in there that they're about, although I paid £40 for that, this dress was coming up where's it to there? It was coming up probably quite expensive, £75 I expect. I'll just stop the video and I've got it on my laptop and I'll show you what the dress is like. I got now, this is the dress, this one here. I only hope you can see it. That's the dress. It's got more of an empire waist, and it's got a V-neck, and it's got a neck very similar to the simplicity pattern I'm now going to show you. So I'll bring you back, and that's the simplicity one there. Because the neckline on that dress I've just shown you is very similar. And I'm thinking, well, if I bring that waistband up a bit, I could create that dress on there, the one I've just shown you on the on my laptop. I've got that laptop up instead of my Apple one purely because it needs charging, and I've got my PE design necks on it, and I really don't want to lose that, but I am struggling with that laptop. Everything's extremely I don't know why I got a bit of a box going around my head. If I do that, it might go. Oh no, that's made it worse. Hopefully you can't see that. So that's the plans to make that dress, and I'm going to show you a little bit on my sewing machine now. But before I do that, I just did want to say my husband been taking me up there. Oh, hang on. I don't know what was happening then. I think I pressed a different mode on my camera then. Anyway, you've seen that there one. that's the one down there. I'm going to do that. But I want to have a go at playing with my sewing machine a little bit, have a bit of fun and show you what my sewing machine does, because I've had a lot of people ask me about my sewing machine, and one lovely chap wanted to know even how I thread it. So I'm going to quickly run through a few things and show you what are the nicest features I like. But just before I go, I don't think I mentioned about my husband's car, because we've been up and down the country the last month a lot, looking for a car for my husband. And believe it or not, we found one just down the road. And I knew straight away that garage was the one. They were a family-run business, and they really were lovely. And I felt very comfortable buying a car there. And they were called A.nd Cars at Houston in Cornwall. So they're worth checking out, because I'm not happy with some car places. You know, the salesmen are quite full on, and these were all right. These were lovely. So yeah, I'll give a heads up to A.nd Cars in Houston. Now back to my sewing machine again. Let me rearrange the camera so we can have a play. See you in a minute. Right, this is my sewing and embroidery machine. I'm just going to do a very quick go with this, because I want to show you the fancy stitching, because I haven't done that yet. But we have got sewing, embroidery and embroidery edit. I always go into embroidery edit because I can change things and all. Then you've got more options in embroidery edit, and if you go down, you've got all these here which are nice and easy ones to stitch out, and it just tells you all the colors there, but you haven't got to do the colors they say. You can do your own colors, like on this one here. If I find the butterfly, now with this lovely butterfly, you haven't got to do the colors they say, because as it's got cornflower blue here, whoops, trying to get it to focus, I wouldn't do that. I would choose my own colours, because I would like a little bit of metallic on that a little bit, because that would pop a bit. So I like these Madeira ones, and these are about £3.50, and they're lovely for a little bit of embellishment on, say, a cushion or something you're doing if you're stitching it out. So I like them. And when you come down here and you press set and you go up, let's press set embroidery again. Up here it will tell you how many colour changes there are. So there's 7 there. It's 65 minutes, and it does the countdown up above, and it does the countdown over here of all the stitches that there is in the design. And if you so wish to follow these, you just do each colour as you go down. And there I've got them set. I think I probably got them set for brother. I'd have them brother or Madeira, something like that. It's easy to change if you go into settings. Down here on this little, like, whoops, I can do that. Here it just goes through all the settings on your machine, and it's got loads of pages, and you just go through and it just tells you so many things. You can change, you can just change so many things. And it's all there, all to hand. I'll just close that because that's quite detailed. And I'm now going to show you some lovely fancy stitches. Okay, so go back to the house again, get rid of that, and I'll see you in a minute. All the normal utility stitches now here, and they've got quite a nice lot of stitches. We've got your utility and you've got your decorative stitch. We'll do that in a moment because we had it set on something. So these here are all your lovely things that you could play around with. I like this. Now this is, I haven't got this all programmed yet, but this is where you can just, you sort of just dot along and you can make your own sort of pattern. And I have done that, and I'll show you how I've done that in a minute, but I won't set all that up right this minute. I'll come back out of there. And this is your decorative stitches here. Now they've got sideways motion. This stitch is 7mm, but you can do sideways, which is quite a lot more. Although I would have just liked a 9mm one, but they haven't got that. But they have got the sideways motion one. Let's see if I can zone in and just jump to one of those nice sideways ones. I don't think they're there on that one. So let's go back up. Number 6. This is the one that had the sideways ones on. Right, here we are. I'll recognize it in a minute. I love that there stitch. Love that one. But let's see if we got maybe the leaf one or something. Let's see what one we're going to have. That's nice as well, that one. In fact, let's just go for the big one a minute. The big leaf one I like. There it is. I'm going to show you this one because this one just shows the sideways motion, and it'll give you an idea of what I'm talking about, how the machine can get a nice wide stitch. Okay. Right, I think I got the best set up now, and we're off. Let's see if we can do this. We did have a play around, but I didn't think I had the camera right, so let's just see where we are now. Now I've got some variegated in purples and pinks, and this is see how this one come out. But this is just a lot bigger than your normal 7mm. It shoots up quite big, this one. It doesn't say actually what size it is, but it is quite big. It doesn't seem to be stitching out as nice as I'd like it, so I'm going to stop this a moment and pick another stitch. Let's just stop that. Right, I've just found one which has got the sideways motion on it, and it's like little tulips, so we'll see how that one goes a moment. Oops, if I go, make sure we've got enough swing out room, and we're off. Actually, my bobbin thread's about to run out, but I thought it'd be an handy way while I'm just having a little play with some decorative stitching, just to use up those odd little bits and bobs of bobbin thread. Bits and bobs. And keeping it straight. There is a trial and error on trying to keep everything in a line, so with it swinging sideways, there are YouTube videos out there as well that will help you get the alignment on it. Although she's seeming okay. I mean, if you had a quilt and you had a plain border, you could stitch this all around the border. In fact, you're not really seeing it stitch out there very well. I'll stop and let you see it. Because when I press my tile symbol, that'll finish, it'll automatically stop. In fact, I just as well stop it now, really, because she's nearly done. She'll automatically stop at the, and complete the next decorative stitch. There you go, she stopped. Right, let's see if you can see this one. Don't know if you can see very well or not there, but the thing is, if I tip that up too much, it's liable to fall flat on its face and might even crack the screen. Right, she's done. which way, the best way for you to see. I'm going to come over here. All right, there we go. And that's one of the sideways motion. Now, as you can see, that's quite big, isn't it? It's like a little tulip. Right, I'll find another one. Let's just do this scroll a moment. It's just like a little scroll. These are more like for border, actually, I think these are. But I just saw this one, and I love anything swirly, so I thought, let's just see what this one stitches out like. Ooh. I'm having fun. We're trying to get this video. No, it's a keen. I've seen better. I suppose it could, you know, I'm thinking of a border on a quilt. They might look nice. So, let's see what else we got here a moment. They got so many. Right, we're just going to try this one. Not sure what it is. I'm not sure whether I've done this one before or not. I'm going to change the thread in a minute and go for something a little bit more prettier. I'm not putting hardly any pressure on this to hold it straight. It's just more or less doing its own thing. Here's my hand here. But you will need to just, maybe if you had an alignment here, you could keep, you know, you could keep an eye on it. Best way you can. Right, we've just pressed this button up above the tiles button, and that will, like I said, finish it in the next decorative stitch. I keep my machine well oiled. I even get in the grooves with little cotton buds sometimes, all up in the ear where you thread. I'll run a cotton bud in there sometimes with a bit of oil on. Oh, why am I this cutting off? Maybe the pattern's quite long. Right, let's just stop it anyway. Right, I'll stop it so I can... I'm gonna change my thread, I think, on this. Let's go for some nice, I think we'll go try this one here. This one looks quite nice. I've got a plan with this. We're going to try and see if we can do two sides and one in the middle, like to build up a thicker one, you know, so it looks like, you know, like instead of like several rows, it looks like one row. We'll see. Something in going, considering I had a stretch needle in here and not, you know, an embroidery one, but I don't always use embroidery. What I use is metallic, because I do use metallic thread a bit. Considering that was done on a stretch, you know, what I used for my dress, that hasn't come out bad. Now we're going to go in, I'm going to do it right next to it, make sure that's threaded a moment. And let's see if I can do it right next to it a minute, and you can see, although I've got metallic now, so it's bound to look nicer than a non-metallic. I love a bit of metallic, you know. You can get such beautiful, beautiful embroidery threads. This is an embroidery one, and it's a variegated one, and this is Madeira. I use a lot of variegated on decorative stitching. Oh, what's happening there? Considering I didn't have my metallic needle in, and I actually had my stretch needle, it wasn't coming out that bad, to be honest. I mean, this sewing machine did do it, but I've now put the right needle in. And there we go. This is the metallic one. I haven't made much difference actually, but I would recommend a metallic needle, because I always think it's better to do what you're supposed to do, isn't it? You just got to remember. There we go. Now this one here that I done on the outside, if you mirror image that and done it the opposite side, you could run something down the middle like I done on this one here. On this one here, I done 2 of these satin stitches, and then I ran a little something, I think that it's just like little kites, tiny little kites they are, and they're just all weaving in to one another. And then this is the satin stitch on the outside. Now all that was, I either, you know, started one end, turn the material, and then the pattern comes out the opposite way round then, or you can mirror image the two, and there you go. These are the big ones. These are, it just does one row, and then I turned the fabric around so it would have the opposite effect the other side, you know. And there you go. This is the lovely stitches I've got on my machine. Been having, and that even does a little bit of stipple in there I've been having to play with. So you can see I've been here playing around. And that one there with the little hearts on. This is a lovely one that I've just done, and I've just done this in the metallic. But they got quite a lot of satin stitches on there as well. Here's the one I just done in the metallic there. Now that was with the metallic needle one. I always use the Smex ones, and I always use a 14 if I'm because a 14's got a little bit of a thicker eye, and I find the thread doesn't catch or rub in there then, so I always like that. And just showing you a few more that I've got here. There we go, a few more there. That's the leaf one that I started out doing, you know. But with the one that I was showing you just now, and then the camera fell down. But this one here, I thought it might be beneficial if you like put a small one in there, then a big one. And I did do that, but I think you need 2 just to even them up a bit with the pattern, you know. So there you go, you know. I'm absolutely loving all these lovely designs, and I will, even if you just get a nice white bit of cotton, a nice quality cotton. I like the when they do the thread counts on the cotton, and get a nice bit of that. And these are, oh, I love that one down the bottom there. You know, surprising what different colours you can do. And remember this one we done? The very first one we done? Yeah, we get a nice bit of cotton fabric, like I said, with a nice thread count. And you can then, oh, I didn't show you the straight stitches, did I? Then you can have a play with all your stitches when you get a nice bit of cotton and make some puller cases. We all like some nice weight puller cases. But here is the actual, on the decorative side of things, they got like a chunkier, more, what you could say, a finish stitch, you know, an edge stitching. And there you go. They've come out quite nice, haven't they? Yeah, I think you've seen them all. I think you've seen them all. There we go. Hi, I've just come down from upstairs and I've made myself a nice cup of tea. Don't know if you can see the steam coming out there. Oh, I love a cup of tea. Mind you, it looks really lovely and sunny outside, so I'm going to go for a walk in a minute. I'm going to get this uploaded and then I'm going to go for a walk, because after sitting up there in my sewing room, I do find it's nice to keep your little muscles all supple and do a bit of walking. So I'm going to go right round the block in a minute. Now, I just want to do the Cornwall bit, because I always like to pop in where we go to eat, because I show you the Dutchie all the time. But we went to a place called Clarence. Oh, it was absolutely amazing. I'm just checking to see if I am actually in the centre here. It was like a timeshare place, and it's a beautiful place. It was like a big country estate place, and as you drive in, there's like log cabins all the way along. But my husband, he takes no notice of me at all. As we drove in, I said, "Oh, I think it's over here, bird." "No, no, hang on," and he goes all the way right down the bottom and has to turn around and come back. And then he still insisted on asking somebody, which we'll see in a minute. It's quite funny how he is. But I love him to bits, though. We've been together since I was 17. We met, I won't say the year because it'll age me, but we've known each other a very long time, 40 odd years. So, yeah, we're used to one another, you know. And I took some photographs inside, so I'll just pop them in, see what you think. Okay, see you in a minute. Coming down through the trees here, whoops. Seems to be a pretty little drive down here, and we're going down to Clarence for lunch. What is Clarence, Vic?
It's a timeshare place.
Yeah, it's supposed to be very nice. I haven't been here. This is new to us. We normally go in the hotels down Falmouth way, and this is in the opposite direction. This is what they call going down west, and we'll show you what that's like. Here we are. We're now driving in the entrance to Clarence, and they've got some travel lodges down there. Apparently their travel lodges are supposed to be nice. And this is called Clarence. Oh, I wouldn't mind staying down here. They do look rather lovely, don't they? Mind you, we only live about 5 miles away, so we wouldn't have gone far. No, I don't know where it is, because it's all new, isn't it, to us?
I think it's...
It might say, it might be a few signs up here in a minute.
There he is, man.
These are the travel lodges down there.
They're just lodges.
Oh yeah, just lodges. Log cabins. Ah, here we are. I can see the place down here, my darling.
Where?
Down there, look.
Yeah, that's not it. Hang on, coach house, manor house, gatehouse, everything's down
I
here.
was right. I knew it.
I haven't been here for years.
There's car park down there.
No, that's not it.
We'll be back. We'll be turning around and going back in there. And we're going down to somewhere now we shouldn't be.
No,
We're going down to a camping site.
Hang on like that.
See you in a minute. Oh, lovely little lake down there.
Oh, it could be down there, look.
I just said that, didn't
Down
I?
here.
Wow. It's in there. I think that's the entrance there. There we go, look. That's the place back there. We're going back up now to where I originally said it was as we come in. But I don't like being a know-it-all, so I better pack it in.
Excuse me, where's the restaurant, my lover?
The restaurant is just above the reception area. So if you turn, sorry, the car park will be to the left,
Yeah.
and then if you walk up this way, it'll be this building here.
Oh, so we can drive up there and park in the car
Yeah.
park.
Yeah,
We
it's
just...
like a little minute walk.
All right, my angel.
All right, my darling,
Thank you.
thank you.
Cheers.
Bye, my handsome. As us Cornish will say. Now, we're going back up to where I was all pointing to at the beginning. But I won't, I better keep my mouth shut or he won't buy me no lunch in a minute. No, I don't know if it's there, is it? I hope you like that clip. I just have a sip of me tea a minute. I don't want it to go cold because I got something else I got to tell you. I'm dying to tell you this. I was in Truro town. They call it Truro City because it's got the cathedral in it. And the reason why I keep saying Truro City is so that you would know, got a rough idea where I mean. And very often I'll go up there because they got more shops than they got down Falmouth. But Falmouth is my lovely, lovely place. Falmouth is 10 miles away from me and Truro is 10 miles away from me. Well, I went up to Truro and I went in phase 8 and I'd ordered some shoes. And I was waiting for the lady to go out the back and bring these shoes out when a lady came up and said, "Are you Kath?" And I said, "Yeah." And I looked and I'm thinking, just about to think, well, you know, do I know her? And she said, "I watch your channel." Oh, I was over the moon, absolutely over the moon. I said, "Oh, thank you so much for saying hello." I said, "I really think that's lovely." Well, she was there with her husband and she lives in Saltash, which is near Plymouth. So she had about an hour and a half to 2 hours drive down, you know, all depends what the traffic's like. And we arranged between the two of us to go and have lunch in the Dutchy Hotel. But because she was coming down from Saltash, she said I might not get there till about 2:30. So me and my husband went and sat outside in the Dutchy, and she came in with her husband Dave, and we had the most amazing afternoon. Oh, I felt like I'd known her for years. She was so friendly. She was about my age. And yeah, my husband and her husband was there chatting. I wish I took a photo really, but I didn't like to say, right, you're on YouTube, you know, and I should have done. I should have asked her at least, but I hope she's watching this. Hi, Janet. I really, really loved our afternoon. Oh, it was lovely. And we had an afternoon tea, you know, with all the cakes and all the scones. And I think, oh my God, what have I booked? Because, you know, an afternoon tea, you get quite a bit, you know, and we'd already had lunch. But I loved it. I absolutely really loved it. And we did polish off all the cakes and the scones. I didn't need much help there. And my husband's got too much of a sweet tooth. He has. He's terrible for sweet stuff. So, she stopped quite a while considering she had the, you know, hour and a half to 2 hours drive back. We must have been still there 6 o'clock, you know. But it was lovely. So, hi, Janet. Loved you and your husband, Dave. And I've also met another friend called Jodie. Now, I've known Jodie quite a while, and it's so lovely with Jodie because we'd just text one another now and then. And Jodie's a little bit younger than me, well, fair bit younger than me, I expect, but she is sweet. She is so lovely, and we very often meet up for a coffee somewhere, and I love that. And I met Dee. On Facebook. We befriended one another, and we sort of do a little bit of texting together on Messenger. And she said, "I'm only a hop, skip and a jump away from you," she said, "and I shall come down and see you," when she got some time off from work. So you can make some lovely friends, and if I make friends along the way, we can get all gathered together and have a little group, you know, all meet up together and have a meal together or whatever, you know. It's just lovely to do that. Anyway, before my cup of tea go cold, I'm going to drink it and I'm going to go out and sit in the sun and go for a walk. And God bless you all, and thank you so much for watching my channel. Bye for now.